are back. I just want to make sure that we are good to go here. Um, and it looks like we are ready to go. So, good morning, good morning, good morning once again. Thank y'all for y'all patience on here. We were live on Clubhouse at 7:45, but for some reason the computer again would not let me sign into our Facebook account through StreamYard. And I'm like, that's not good. So, whatever they're doing or whatever upgrades they have, we were able to do it through the phone. So, I'm on here now and I want to go ahead and get started. And thank y'all for joining us once again for morning social. So, I'm going to go ahead and get started in prayer. Father God, thank you. Thank you this morning for you just being God. Thank you for giving us new breath. Thank you for giving us alternative ways to handle things where we don't have to get upset, don't have to get frustrated, but are still able to do your will. God, I thank you that you be glorified and you be edified. God, let us decrease so you can increase in our lives. Let us move flesh out of the way so that you can have your way. Let us be able to say it's not about us, but it's all about you. Let us be able to walk in your glory. Oh, Father God, just stand before you and hear your voice and feel you with us throughout the day. Thank you, God, for every prayer that we send forward that you hear and you acknowledge. We appreciate you, God, for every nudge that we get throughout the day, every single little word in our ear. Every time somebody walks past and tells us that you love us, that we receive it, God sent us a message. We thank you for this morning. We thank you for your grace and mercy. We ask you, oh Father God, to forgive us for everything or anything that we said, done, or even thought throughout the weeks, months, and years that we never repented for. We ask that you forgive us for it. And Father, we thank you right now because you are grace and you've given us that grace to be able to live another day. And you've also given us free will. So let our will be your will, God. You have your way in our lives and strengthen us throughout. We thank you for this process of just walking towards the victory. And we appreciate you every day for what you've done for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know I can't stand being late getting on here, but I was on time on Clubhouse. But this computer was like today. So that's okay. We are now live on Facebook and I'm excited about being live right here with you all. And once again, I am excited that I am the vessel that God has chosen to be with you all today. Um, I am sitting here now trying to figure some things out on this phone. It's different. It looks different on the phone. So I'm like, I gotta make sure that I'm not doing nothing I'm not supposed to be doing. So give me one moment here. All right, so here we are. Today's broadcast being brought to you live. We are talking today about being overwhelmed, but under his glow. So under God's glow today. That's what he just gave me for y'all while I was dealing with this because I was gonna say it online like, God, what would you have me talk about? But I did ask in advance and didn't get anything right away. So I was just moving along, doing what I was told. But this is what happens when you do what you're told. He always has a plan. There's never anything that he has not already set up. He knows the outcome of every option that you have, whether it be his will, your will, somebody else's will that you decided to follow. He always has a plan. So this morning we're talking about being overwhelmed but under his glow. Now listen, y'all. Y'all know that there's always a story behind it. There's always something that's going on. And this is an opportunity for me to be able to testify or either talk to you all about what I'm going through. And then once again, I have to state this: I am not a professional counselor. I am a ordained and licensed minister. I'm sorry, a licensed minister. Where is my word? I left it. All right, but I am not a professional counselor. I'm just talking to y'all about being, you know, plainly being where you need to be at in life and trying to get you there the best way I can. I'm like, I'm not where I want to be all the way, but I have surpassed certain areas. So I've become real resilient in the way that I live my life. And I've gotten to a place where I'm able to walk it out the way God called me to walk it out. I'm listening to him more. I'm indulging in his word. I'm hearing him now and I'm stepping forward. So yes, I am going to give you all the good information I have because I want him to pour it even the more into me so I can give more out to you. I just want to see y'all be y'all best selves. Literally. Express yourself freely. That is one of my companies. That's one of my classes, expressing me freely. So I want you to get this and express yourself freely. It is time for us to step outside of what we know as the norm. It is time for us to step up into what we need to do. And right now, this is the moment. This is our time. And I'm coming forward to you to let you know that it is time for us to step out of the norm, y'all. It's time to step up and be ready to hear what God has to tell you to do and do what God tells you to do. Not just hear Him and go, okay, I heard you, and keep moving. I've done that, been there, done that. It's time to move forward. There's no more waiting. Why are we waiting? I really need my water. I'm sorry, y'all. There's no more waiting. So let me let you ponder on this for a moment. Um, with everything that you go through in life, everything that is happening to you right now, where you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, how much of that is you? Think on that. How much of that is actually you? What part of that did you take part in? I mean, did you add yourself on the wait list for stress? Have you taken too much time out and put it towards just being um, available for it? What part in this? At some point, we got to recognize that we all play a part in everything that we do. And if we don't recognize that, then something's wrong. Because you know that life doesn't happen unless you start to happen too. Like life, you wake up in the morning, okay? God wakes us up, activates us. Like go ahead, get yourself up, get prayed up, or whatever it is that you do in the morning allows us to do it, right? So we're up. Then you start to life. Life don't just life. I mean, we say it all the time. Life be life, and it does. But you start to life first. You get out there, and you start to decide what you're gonna do for that day, and you start to move around, and you start to get it together. Um, and then you start to figure out what's what. You know what I'm saying? Well, in the process of that, you've made some decisions in the morning time. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Where do you want to go that day? Who are you going to deal with that day? Who are you going to talk to that day? Who is it that you are going to and speak to? Who is it that you're going to acknowledge today? Who is it that you're going to go into battle for today? Who is it that you're going to fight for today? Who is it that you're going to work with today? Who is it? Who? Who have you decided that needs to be where you are or in the midst of your thoughts? So who is it that you decided is going to make their way into your life circle today? What have you decided to do on today? I want y'all to get that we don't just do stuff just to be doing it. We literally are set up to worship God. We were created to give Him glory. Um, in the process of that, there's a life we have to live, and Jesus lived that life and taught us how to do it, helping other people, making sure that we are living our lives pleasing unto God, and then also bringing people unto Him. So, in the process of doing that, y'all, this is so funny. A pressure came over my head as soon as I said bringing people unto God. The devil is a lie. He might as well go on about his business because we're not doing that today. Ain't no point in it because he ain't got no power here. So you might as well stop trying to pressure me. I don't do peer pressure, and you ain't my peer. I don't do people pressure. I don't do other people. I don't do demonic pressure. I don't do none of that. Get on off me. All right. So this is that time when you need to be able to move forward in life and understand what parts you play in being overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed does not mean that you give your life up and say, I can't do it no more, I'm done. I've said that several times. I've said that recently. Just like I'm tired. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with certain people. I'm done with certain attitudes. I'm done with certain activities. I'm done. I'm quick for it. Like I'm done. Okay, this is, and I'm not quick for it. I shouldn't say that. I'm not quick for it. When I get tired. It's been ongoing. Then I'm just like, okay, yeah, seriously, I'm done. When stuff just seems like it won't straighten out, I'll get frustrated and go, I'm done. But then I'll turn right around, take a breath, and complete the project. I know God be like, no, you're not. You always yelling you done. Stop saying you done. If I was done, I wouldn't be dancing anymore. If I was done, I wouldn't have got up off of that out of that bed when they said I wasn't gonna be able to walk. I wouldn't have stood up out of that wheelchair if I was done. If I was done, I wouldn't be on here talking to you all if I was done. If I was done, I wouldn't have accepted the call. If I was done for real, I wouldn't have had my son. If I was done for real, I wouldn't have gone through a lot of the pressures of life that I went through because I stayed in it. So I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. I say I'm done and then turn around and say, no, I'm not. God forgive me. I'm not done. I'm just frustrated. I'm just irritated. I'm just hurt, but I'm not done. So during this time, you have to shift yourself out of being in that place of done in your head because that just means that you're overwhelmed. You're not done. You're tired. You're not done. You're just stressed out. You're not done. You have gotten to a place where things have taken over in your life that you're not used to or that you're tired of going through. One of the two. Either you have never gone through stressful things before or you've been through so many things that you're just tired. For me, it's the latter. So I've been through so much stuff. I'm tired, boss. Yes, I am definitely tired. So yeah, being overwhelmed is a problem. It definitely is. But how much of that is you? Did you put yourself on that list to be overwhelmed? Did you overwhelm you? Are you the reason why you stressed out? Did you put yourself in a place to be able to receive from God what you needed or to get the sleep that you were supposed to get that night? Or did you finish the projects that you had on your list of things to do? Or did you put a whole list down? 'Cause somebody I know put a whole list down. I saw it and I was like, wow. And try to finish all that stuff in one day. Did you break the list down like you were supposed to into parts and put the most important things down? Like I gotta get these done today, and then the rest of this stuff can wait till tomorrow. Did you do that? Because what happens is we can overwhelm ourselves into thinking that this is a good thing, overwhelm ourselves into thinking that life goes on strong if I just do everything all by myself. And this is so funny. Yesterday, I talked to a neighbor of mine, and she's a very influential woman in the city of Chicago. And so I talked to her, and as we were talking, she was telling me, I looked at the list of things that you do because they asked me, in this new group that I've joined for where we live, and I they asked me, what do you do? And I started naming the things I do, like I'm a radio host for F2G Radio. I actually own F2G Radio Network. I am a maker, which is the new thing for a crafter, handcrafted person. I'm a maker, so I make handcrafted reason keychains and bookmarks that are inspirational. I have, and I'm like, okay, that's through my company, my melanin I makeup, and then over here I have Tennille's Treasure Chest, so I sell $5 jewelry because I love jewelry, and this jewelry is good to wear. It doesn't break me out, and I feel like I wear it, so I should sell it because I know that it's good $5 jewelry and it's cute. And then I went on to talk about that I'm a caregiver for my mom, and that I dance as a ministry of movement, minister of movement, and ministry, and that um, I am now going to school to get licensed and that so I could travel the world and teach. And then it was just a couple of things. Oh, that was the event planner. So I stopped there. Now there's several other things that I do. Like literally, oh, and then the validated vendors, my company that I actually set up vendors to go out, different entrepreneurs as vendors. I pretty much validate you. I go through figuring out what you're selling, if your product sets up for this certain thing or that certain event, and then you can book through me, which you pay me a fee for booking you on some of these events that I've already been booked to set up. But you go through and you get put on to be a vendor for that event. Okay. So she was at the event that I was part of last week. And this last week event, it ended up having like 4 or 5 of us validated vendors that was there, along with like 3 other vendors who I'm now waiting to hear back from. And so she was talking to me about it. She said, with everything you do, she was like, you can't do it all. She said, I looked at that list and was like, what does she do as a career? And I'm like, everything I named. What do you mean? And although I know that we talked about this too, about on Friday, about that saying that says, you're a jack of all trade, but a master of none. And then it says a master of none, but better than, mm-mm. It says something like better than no, a master of one. Okay, I'm gonna mess this up, y'all. It says something like you can be what's the end? Because we say the first part so much, but we don't ever say the end part. And so we said it. It was a jack of all trades. I'm gonna look this up because I want to make sure that I'm getting this to y'all. Oh, I forgot. If I come off here, it kicks me out. So I'm not gonna do that. But what happens is it pretty much tells you that you're a jack of all trades and a master of none. And then it says, but better a master of none, yeah, then yeah, I'm gonna get this together. It's better to have something than nothing. Pretty much is what it says. I'm gonna find that for y'all. It's too early in the morning for my brain to be trying to think about that. I was focused on the topic, but go back on Friday, listen to Friday show, and it tells you on there what it is, or look it up on Google. Y'all know I'm teaching Google search, so yeah, that's pretty much what it says. And so there's that other line that we never say. But it makes people feel bad when you have them, you're telling them that you're doing too much. Like all of these things, well, I have to do too much. I don't know how to do anything else but hustle. If that's been my lifestyle all of my life, it's hustling so that I can get what I need to get for myself because I've been on my own since I was 16. You have to get what you need to get. You got to do what you need to do. And I've learned a lot of trades because I've done what I needed to do. People call me and, hey, can you make pinatas? Yep. I never said no, y'all. When I was younger, I did not say no, I don't know how to do it. I just tell me what it is. Let me look up something. Let me figure it out. I was hands on, so I could do it. Yep. Because I had to make money the best way I knew how. And one of the things I wasn't gonna do, I wasn't trying to get out there and prostitute. That was something that I've always said nobody can afford me because that's too pricey. God paid a big price for my salvation for me to be trying to sell something that's not even mine. And I had that idea when I was messing around with somebody. No, no, no. That just wasn't something I thought about doing. And then the whole drug dealing thing, I wasn't trying to sell no drugs, holding money. I did that, but then I stopped. And I was like, okay, at this point, this is crazy. I'm not into this either. I need to find me a job and get myself together. That's not my life. I was like, I was doing crazy stuff. I don't want to get into all that right now. Y'all read it in my book. But it was it was a lot to it, but there's things that I would not do. And so in the process of it, I started doing everything I knew how to do. So I started braiding hair because I taught myself. And so in the process of teaching myself, my best friend, my pool, shout out to my Miss Queen all day. I would have her come over and let me do her hair. And so I would just hustle my way through doing her hair and doing the young girl's hair. And I was braiding and making money like that. I went from braiding and making money and doing hair, and I started doing crafting. So yes, I could do a pinata. They would ask me about that pinata. Sure thing. Yes, I can. You ready, set, go? Ready, set, go. So I sat down and took a NASCAR race car from my son and sat it on the table and looked at it and was like, huh, let me figure this design out. And I started cutting out shapes out of cardboard and trying to make my mold and how I was going to set it up. And I set it up so it could break away. And I started paper macheing my behind off because that's what that was. And I figured it out. Wait, this is from kindergarten, first grade, second grade. I can do this. Brandon's fifth or sixth birthday party. He had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle party, and I did the foot person, the foot people mask. I did the head of that, and listen. I made him a pinata, and I hung it in the middle of my doorway, and that's what he swung at. Busted it. The kids had a blast. But that NASCAR was almost the size of one of those the ones that you get the kids that's remote control that's huge. And it took me a week to make it. And I made it. And I sat there and tapped on it a few times and put the candy in there and weighed it out and was like, yep, that's it. Took it to my cousin who ordered it from me. Here you go. I can do that. Yep. Anything else? Can you make dream catchers? Yep. I'm trying to tell you all the stuff that I was hustling. Can you do a wedding? Yep. Let me get in here for my aunt's wedding, and my mom tells me that she doesn't have anything but about $5,000 to work with, and if I can keep it under three, let's do it. Did I do that? I did. My aunt's wedding cost $3,000. I was able to push it through with $3,000, and that was under. Actually, it was under 3,000. I'm sorry, it was 2,700 and something dollars. I can't remember the rest because I cut corners, but I made it pretty. I knew that this was going to be a small church wedding, so I made sure that I got everything done. I was the one who made her bouquets. I did it myself. I sat and I watched the video, and then I looked at things because I like stuff, and I added stuff to it that I thought was pretty, and I made it myself. I got the handles, I got the flowers. I was wrapping something. I was pulling out leaves and putting in stuff and putting in pearls and adding color. I did all that stuff myself. I hustled it. I did her flowers. I did her I set up her cake. I did everything for her tables. I listen, listen. I'm just saying. Somebody else at the church did her books to let people know about what was going on with them and talk about their wedding. Somebody else did something else in there, but I did her everything. I got the hairstylist to come and do her hair and then come back and redo her hair because she slept on it. I mean, everything for this wedding. Her husband to be was able to get her son here from the army. So it was put together quickly for 2,700 and some dollars. I did everything I could do to make some type of money. And on that wedding, I didn't even make money, but from that wedding, the pictures from that wedding opened it up for me to make money from other people's stuff. And then it just kept going from there. So event planning, yes, I can do it. I've done it. I do it for us at F2G. I am the lead programmer and lead planner. That's what I do. I mean, I hustled. I did everything that I could do to make money. Was I overwhelmed? Yep. Was I not happy sometimes? But in the process of me doing that, was I in debt right then? No. Was I able to? Now, I didn't say I was wealthy. I didn't say I had money overflow. I didn't say my bank account was tight. I said, was I in debt? No, I owed no man anything but to love him from a distance for me at that time. I didn't want to deal with people. So I just did what I had to do for me because I got tired of being hurt. I got tired of being misused and mishandled. I took on printing jobs for people. I made business cards and flyers and their brochures and all their booklets. I was making everything that they needed because I was trying to get it done. But was I overwhelmed? Yes. But the thing about being overwhelmed is I'm overwhelmed, but I'm still in God's glow. When He's still touching me and covering me and keeping me and teaching me and showing me which way to go and telling me which way to do things and how to do things and how to set them up and which door to walk through and don't walk through that door, close that one. Leave that person alone and walk over here and talk to that person. Hold on. Let me tap into your discernment because hey, this person over here tearing you down with their mouth. So you need to turn around and look at them and speak and say, hey, honey, how are you? Right now. So I turned that up. And that's what I did. I made sure that I could speak to people that was trying to hurt me. I was sure that God, you getting at me right now. I did what I had to do to go forward in life. I did what I had to do to set myself up where I wasn't struggling so hard. It wasn't a lot of money. It was something. It was better than nothing. There it is. The same thing as a master of jack of all trades and a master of none. It was something better than nothing. So when people tell me focus on one thing, I say no. Now this ain't for you. Don't take it as that. But I say no, I can't do that. I have to do all these things that I'm doing because that's what keeps me motivated to keep going. If I focus in on one thing, my mind gets too idle and I get bored. So I can't do that. But if that's you and you need to do that and you need to focus in on one thing and you know that you're overwhelmed because you're doing way too much, then stop doing that thing. Stop doing all those things and pick something to focus in on. But if you focus in on something, make sure it's something that you're going to follow through with. Because all of my businesses I'm working, I'm following through with all of my businesses. I'm making sure I'm good in all of those areas. And the process is that I just want to be here to be able to do good in the earth. I want to make sure that I'm able to take care of my life while I'm sitting here testing my blood sugar, y'all, because I'm a multitasker. So, yes, I do a lot of stuff at one time. And I want to make sure that I'm able to get things done. Okay. So, if you're overwhelming yourself, how do you change that up? You stop overwhelming yourself. You figure out what it is that you're doing that that's overwhelming you, and you stop doing all of those things. Or you set a schedule to be able to do them efficiently. Like I'm working on my schedule now because now that I'm back in school again, because y'all know, for y'all who don't know, a sis just graduated last month from Corgale class, which is choreography. Um, but I went right back to school because I wanted to take the year-long course to become a licensed minister of movement, to be able to travel and teach. And I wanted my license. So I'm back in school. I have a mentor that's going to help me through because I know that this is about to be overwhelming because it already is. And the reason being is because I've been working towards this for so long and scared to step out there and do it for so long that I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it because I really want to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and push myself. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done. Right? I'm excited to do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited to do it. I'm scared a little bit because I'm worried about all the stuff that has happened every time I tried to do this program or every time I thought about doing it. But I'm actually in the class because stuff will happen beforehand. And this time I said, no matter what, I was going to go ahead and do this. So I'm in the class. I'm taking the class. And although I know that there's um, alternatives, I am stuttering today. Alternatives to the class and how I can do it if I don't finish it in a year, all of this other stuff, there's extensions. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to finish this in that first year because I want to. So I'm going to overwhelm myself just a little bit so I know that I can get through it. And I know that I'm in God's glow because I talked to him about this program several times. Do I do this, God? Do you want me to do this? Do you not want me to do this? Do you want me to step back? What are we doing? No, God has given me the go. In the process of being overwhelmed, pick what you've done though. Make sure that it's things that you need to do because a lot of things that I was doing to hustle and make money, I stepped back from and reevaluated and started over. Like I don't do weddings as much as I used to. I don't do other people's events as much as I used to as far as coordinating their events. But I will come in and set up the vendors for you and do your vendors. I will do that part. You can set up your event if you want to call me in as a coordinator or assistant to talk to and kind of get information from. I'm right there for you. We can collab. But I'm not going to come in and do the thing myself right now. Now, I might get back to that soon, but not right now. I'm also not braiding hair anymore, except for my son who won't leave me alone. And I make sure that I do him so simple and plain that he want to go to somebody else. And I'm trying to get him to. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna put two braids here. We're gonna put 4, 5 braids here. We're gonna do your 6 braid thing. We're gonna put this in here together. And he's like, Mom, you grew my hair out this long. I got you. But now that I'm done, go to the shop and let them hook you up. I don't want to do it anymore. And I don't have a daughter or anything to be braiding. I've done my god baby's hair, and now that he got his little coily twist, he don't need got me to do it because his mama got it. So it's things that I was able to leave alone and let go of, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy to leave it alone and let go of it because I want to do the things God called me to do, not the hustle I needed to do to get here. But I'm willing to be overwhelmed by his glow and overwhelmed by his glory and overwhelmed by his grace because I want to be overwhelmed by him. As long as I'm doing what he's telling me to do, I'm not going to be stressed out. I'm going to sit here and walk through it and I'm going to listen to him and follow his instructions, which means that I literally am going to take everything that he's taught me and I'm going to put it to work. And as he's changing things up, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to adjust things out. Because what does the word say? I think it's First Corinthians says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. No, Philippians. That's in Philippians. I need you to understand what is going on in your life and decide what you need to do versus what you want to do just to get by. So, no, you may not be able to take on 15 things and be okay. Or no, you may not be able to just do one thing and be okay. But figure out which one of those people you are. I am not one person that can do one thing. I am writing a book. I am going to school. I'm not writing a couple of books. I'm going to school. I'm working on a business plan for another business. I am building the businesses that I have right now, and they're actually growing, y'all. Like I was kind of shocked, but I'm now at the point of I need grants and stuff to do what I want to do because I need my own building. Like we need a spot that's multi-purpose that we can rent out space and also that we can do F2G and F2G radio in and that we can do the other, I can have my other businesses in the same spot and I can just go in my other office and say, I'm in this office today. I'm not in the F2G office today. I need to be over here working and have it set up for that. That's like what I need to be doing all the time. So I need to get these grants in. I need to get that space done. There's a space I'm looking at. I'm like, I need to get all the things that I'm doing. So, but I know that this is one of the things that I don't want nobody to be able to say that they paid for. I want to be able to say I did it through me and God and maybe my son and God on F2G and everything else is me and the Lord. Unless my husband come on in and jump on this bandwagon with me and say, okay, let's go. And I'm bringing mine too, then yes, I'm right there with you. That's what I'm doing. Today, I'm not letting go of anything that God has told me to do or anything that God is allowing me to do. I'm not letting go of any of that. But I am going to do is let go of everything that He's telling me not to do, everything that He's telling me not to hold on to, everything He's telling me not to pursue anymore. I'm letting go. I've been letting go. I've been cutting things off, people. I'm letting go of all of that. And I'm moving forward in everything that God has called me to do. And in the process of that, being happy with what God has called me to do. And that's the thing. Be happy in it and know that you're in the glow. You're in the glow. You're happy with what God says, what He does, and how He does it. You're in the glow. And I'm excited for you. I really am. So, yeah, I want you to go about your day and do some great things today. So, let's go ahead and get you this affirmation. Today's affirmation, because our topic was overwhelmed but in His glow. So affirmation is for you to be able to look in the mirror and say, I glow well. Go ahead. I glow well because you already know that you're in His glow. So that's God shining on you. So I glow well. And in the process of saying that, hear yourself saying in your head, I glow well, I grow well, I glow well. That means I'm growing, I'm shining, I'm standing, I'm coming from the back to the front. I'm in the forefront of my own mind. I'm putting me first. I'm putting me first. Bree reminded me yesterday when she said, I got to put me first, Lucius. Yes, I got to put me first. So I want y'all to go about your day. Be great at everything that you're doing. Be your best self. That's being great. If you're giving fit, listen, if you only got 15%, I saw this on social media and it stuck with me. If you only able, if you only have 15%, and you've given 15%, you've actually given 100%. Because of all I got is all I've given, then I've given everything, then I've given 100%. So do that today. If you're pumping on 25%, get that 25% today. If you're pumping on 39%, give that 39. If you pushing 100, go get somebody else that's pumping 39 and see if you can help them get to at least 50. Let's see if we can get you right on along here, says bruh. Let's move. So let's get up out of here, y'all, because we are in this thing and we're going to keep it moving right now. So thank y'all. If y'all are watching on the replay, that is great. Go ahead and hashtag replay in the comments and let me know that you're watching on replay. And let me know where you're from. Drop that in the comments as well, where you're from and where you're watching from or where you're listening from. And then let me know, what is the thing that you decided to do today? Who are you? Are you going to change things today? Did this message impact you at all on today? What are we doing? So let's get these confessions going. Y'all ready? Isaiah 42:9. I will not live in the old. I will live in the new. All right, amen. I will be anointed. I'm sorry, we gotta change that. Because see, I'm reading and I noticed that my glasses changed up on me. So I was like, wait a minute. What is happening here? All right, there we go. All right, so Isaiah 42:9, we will not live in the old, we will live in the new. We will be anointed with fresh oil. We will walk in new strength. We will connect with new people. We will walk through new doors. Let's go over to Isaiah 1:19. We are willing and obedient, and we will eat the good of the land. Isaiah 2:5. We walk in the light of the Lord. Isaiah 8:18. We are a sign and a wonder. Isaiah 9:4. Every yoke and burden is broken over our lives. Now make it personal. Every yoke and burden is broken over my life. Now add your name and make it extra personal for you. Every yoke and burden is broken over Tennille's life. Listen, this is not a game. Life is not a game. Everybody goes, oh, it's a game. Nope, that board game is a game. This is not a game. This is more like a reality show. I need for you to get it together and don't be dramatic for the people that can see you, but actually step up for yourself, step out for yourself, stand up for yourself, and do what you have to do to make sure that you are making it. Whether it be pull back from some things so you can keep your so you can keep your mentality straight, or if it's gain some things so you can feel like you're more included in what you're doing. Add some things if you need to. If you're overwhelmed because you're only doing one thing, find another hobby. Add something to it. Add one more thing and figure that thing out. Because my list of things that had the lady telling me you can't do everything, I told her I know I can't do everything, but there are some things that I can. There are some things that I can, and I'm going to do those things. And those other things that I cannot do, I'm going to step back from. And she was like, well, what is it that you're doing right now that's important to you? I'm going to school. She was like, okay, but didn't you just graduate? I did. And I went right into the next class. She said, but you have your degree. What are you going to do? I said, that was not a degree. See, that's the thing. When people don't know your whole story, they can only tell you what they assumed. I said that was not a degree, and I literally took that class so that I can get my body back into movement mode because I haven't been dancing as often. I've been assisting, but I haven't been full on dancing. So I put myself back into the narrative, huh? And I made sure that I was able to get my body movement going before I started this course, which is now leading me to get my license. And she said, okay, what are you going to do with that license? I said, I want to open a dance school. I've had a plan for this dance school for years. I want to open this dance school. I want it to be a multi-purpose space. Y'all hearing me? Because I said it about my business. That's another building. Multi-purpose space where I can set up different rooms and teach kids how to dance. I want to have it open for adults, but I want to teach kids and bring them in and teach them from a young age how to dance. She said, you know what? I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you. This is going to be amazing. And let's get this set up. Let's figure this out because she has connections and God has opened the door for me to connect with her. So we're meeting today to see what we can go about doing next. I'm telling y'all, God will open the door and you walk through that door. When God opens the door, walk through it because there's something on the other side for you. So go get your stuff. I'm going to go get me some breakfast and y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Bye.